Alright, so I got the parts washer out here. We're going to go ahead and start cleaning off some of these parts. Alright, so we got a new chain slider here. Picked this one up on eBay. This one has seen better days. Chain completely rubbed through the block, through the metal. So yeah, this one's toast. So we'll use this cage. I have a new insert, but this one looks pretty good too. We could use this for backup. Okay, and here it is complete. Okay, so I have the rear brake assembly here on the bench. I'm going to go ahead and start disassembling all this, disconnect the lines, drain the brake fluid, and get it ready to be vapor blasted, all these parts. To begin with though, I'll disassemble it and then put it in the parts washer and just take off all the old grime and dirt and grease and get it all cleaned, ready for vapor blasting. So we'll go ahead and start with that now. Any loose hardware like these screws, I take them out and I just stick them in a bag and label the bag so I know where everything goes. Any small loose parts. Now this was on there pretty tight, so I had to break it loose on the bench. So this is probably going to make a mess. So this part's ready to go in the parts washer. Go ahead and got a jar for the brake fluid. Go ahead and pump it a couple times. And these brake components will all get rebuilt, so I'll go ahead and tear it all down. I don't think I can get this rubber line anymore from Honda, so from the reservoir to the rear master cylinder. So I'm see if I could just clean this up. It looks to be in pretty good shape. I don't see any cracks or anything, so let's try to gingerly take it apart and reuse it. Okay, and for the rear brake line, I'm going to go ahead and replace this. This one's pretty toast. I'll do like a nice golfer line, braided. And then I'll probably have to put this on the vise in order to hold it, to break that loose. All right, so the rear brake line is removed. I drain the rear caliper. The piston's completely seized in there. It is not moving. So let's go ahead and take off these clamps. I like to take when you have old hoses stuck on fittings, if you try not to damage it, I like taking a pair of pliers, just kind of using the wide side of it. Just kind of gently try to twist it and break it loose. And once it's broken loose, you can just pull it right off. There you go. Nice and crummy. It's always a mess when you're working with brakes. Okay, off comes our pedal. Looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and get her all vapor blasted up. Take off the bleeder. So whenever I bleed my motorcycle brakes, this is 8mm, and I like to use a 6-point wrench if you can get them. I had to go to like Napa Auto Parts store and got this one. My set's primarily Craftsman, but for whatever reason, I don't think I could find one. So yeah, I wanted to use a 6-point box end wrench. And if you're bleeding brakes on bikes, this is really nice to use. So 12-point, you might start rounding this off. So 6-point's good. Oh man, I don't think this thing's ever been opened. Oh yeah, nasty. There's a snap ring in there. Get your snap ring pliers. It's really kind of caked up with a bunch of mud. Here we go. And then there's one on the inside here. And this thing's really seized up in there. You might have to soak it for a while to get it out. There it goes. Ooh, dry. The washer. Not sure if that's supposed to be coned, bent like that. I don't think so. And out comes this. Piston. Nice and nasty. Alright, now this fitting here. I might soak this. This is plastic. I might soak it first before I try popping that out. I don't want to break it. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Disassembled rear brake. Okay, so I took apart the spark arrestor. I mean, when I bought the bike, it was smoking really bad. It was like it was running really rich. So, you know, as I suspected, packing was all completely fouled and soaked. So I'm going to have to definitely replace all this. This is like an inner core wrapping. I already took off the other fiberglass type wrapping. So we're going to get all this off. Clean this up real good. Okay, so in the previous video, I washed radiators that came with the bike and was prepping them to send them out to get braced up. But both of them weren't in the best shape. I was able to score a brand new one, surprisingly. The left side radiator on Marketplace. It's a bit of Honda unobtainium. You know, Honda doesn't make these anymore, so I was happy to get this one. And this one's ready to send out. And here's a picture of the box that it came in. All right, so the right side radiator is a different story. The one that came on the bike, the filler neck was damaged and it was bent up pretty bad. So I got this replacement one off eBay, trying to stick with the Honda OEM parts if I can. This one, it's a lot straighter than the other one that I have, so I'll go ahead and clean this one up best I can and then straighten out the fins before I send it out. Okay, so I don't know what it's like to be tortured, but straightening fins out on an old dirt bike radiator, I think it's pretty close to it.
Not to 50!
All right, so I got the fins pretty much all straightened out. There's 2 rows on the end here that are a bit smashed in, a bit bent. So I am going to send these 2 radiators out. So I have a used one that I picked up on eBay that was straighter and a little bit better than the one that came on the bike. The cap filler neck area was damaged on the one that came on the bike, so I picked this one up, and I'm going to send this one out as well as the new one I was able to score on Facebook Marketplace. Send them both out to ICW, and I'll get them to strengthen them up, add some support bars and some gussets, and just double check this one, pressure test it. We'll get a new cap for it and should be good to go. So here are some of the things that I used to clean it. I used some, after straightening it actually, I just used some small screwdrivers. I had this little pocket ruler, the little Jensen really kind of fit in there perfectly. kind of get into each one of these, straighten them out. And I just use some air conditioning foaming cleaner that I happen to have here. Sprayed that on there and let it sit for a little bit, and then rinse it out really good with some hot water. And, you know, really cleaned it up pretty good. So it's a very, very tedious job. Took me a couple hours. You know, sit down at a table and just kind of work your way through it. So,
How do you feel?
should have some good cooling in it now. We'll get her all braced up and ready to rock. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I'll continue to post videos as the project continues. Until then, ride on.